Good morning, everyone. Look at where I am today. So I am currently at El Matador Beach in Malibu. This is one of my favorite beaches to come to. It's so gorgeous. You're only seeing a glimpse of it. Like, I'm right by the parking lot right now, so you'll see when we get down there. It's beautiful. I've shot many videos here. It's great for dance videos. So today my goal is to just be out in nature and read. I need to have a peaceful day. I want to hear the waves. I want to hear the birds chirping. I want to feel the fresh air, and I just want to read. I want it to be peaceful and enjoyable today because it's been a tough week. It's been very emotional. We unfortunately lost Ellie, so that is one of my family dogs. She's been having some medical problems for a couple years now, but it just got to a point where unfortunately her quality of life was just not there anymore. And so unfortunately we had to put her down. And I've never gone through this before, and it's really weird not being there and seeing with my own eyes that she's gone. I am going to Arizona next week, so I'm going to spend some time with my mom because it's been really hard for her. It's been really hard for me too, because I did live with my mom on several occasions, spent a lot of time with Ellie. It was really hard. I've been crying a lot this week, understandably so. Sorry, I don't know how to talk about this, and it's weird because I don't want to be overly emotional, but I am kind of covering it up with just trying to keep it light, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird thing to talk about, but I just kind of want to be open, like why I'm looking for a day like this. I just need to breathe and just be grateful for what's around me. We're always grateful for all the pets that we have in our home, and sorry, I don't want to get emotional. I've been crying all week. I don't need to cry anymore. So we're out here. We're gonna enjoy the beauty that's around us today, and we're gonna read while we're doing it. So let's head down there. Down here. It is what it is. We're at the beach. The book I'm starting with today is The Courage to be Disliked. As you guys know, I take the covers off of my hardcover books. I had this on my wish list on Amazon for so long, and I finally just decided to get it. I'm not very far in. I'm that far. It's not what I was expecting. It is literally a conversation through the entire thing. It's youth and philosopher, and it's literally just them having a discussion the entire book, which is not what I was expecting. It's good so far. I like it. It's basically talking about how everyone is capable of happiness and change. So it's very interesting. Basically, the youth is disagreeing with that and arguing that people can't change, that people can't be happy. Like, if you're happy, it's because you were born happy, into happy circumstances. And the philosopher is basically arguing that anyone can change, anyone can choose to be happy or choose to be unhappy, which I agree with. So yeah, I'm excited to continue reading. Part one. At one point, the philosopher quotes Adler, which is a psychologist, and I love this quote. The quote is, "The important thing is not what one is born with, but what use one makes of that equipment." So basically saying that a lot of people think that, like, oh, I was born this way, or like specifically trauma. Like, we like to say that trauma made me this way, which trauma definitely has a lot to say in like the way that we react to things, but we make the conscious choice to let it affect us, to let it just determine who we are, when really we can take control, and we can take who we are and the personality we have, the different traits we have, the abilities we have, and we can do something with it. And if there's a certain personality we want to develop, or certain traits we want to develop, or abilities, like, you just have to put the work in and make it happen. I circled this and looked back at you guys because I think this is so important. So it says, yes, Adlerian psychology is a psychology of courage. Your unhappiness cannot be blamed on your past or your environment. And it isn't that you lack competence, you just lack courage. One might say you are lacking in the courage to be happy. I definitely agree with this, because earlier in this chapter, I think it's actually maybe the next chapter, he talks about how a lot of times we're holding ourselves back, and it's because we're afraid of the unknown. Like, if we change our life, even though we so badly want to be living a different life or be a different person, which I think we can all relate to. There's people we look at and we envy their lifestyle, we envy their personality, but we're afraid to actually make the effort to change because we're afraid of the unknown. That lifestyle isn't something that we know, and so we're willing to stay unhappy with how we're living because we know what will happen tomorrow, what will happen next week, and if something does arise, it's a conflict or not good, like we know how to resolve it because it's happened before or it's in the realm of the lifestyle that we've been living. But if we change it, that's where it gets kind of scary, and if problems arise, it's really scary because they're new problems and new situations we have found ourselves in, and therefore change can be really scary for many people, most people. I love that. I just want to share that with you guys. Is almost done, so we're gonna head to a new location. Next location is, and I apologize for the wind, Point Dume. This is a spot that Angel and I love coming to. I haven't been here since February though. Also, I'm going on a different path, but it's beautiful here. Next reading spot right on the side of a cliff. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. Continuing on, we got a little bit farther. Still a lot to go though. So there's one line in here that I think is a good reminder. So it says that when we have a feeling of being inferior, it can actually be a trigger for striving and growth. It doesn't always have to be negative. We've been talking a lot about feeling inferior in different degrees of that and how it can be a positive thing, but when it goes negative, that's like a whole other side of that feeling that I won't really get into because it's a lot. But I just think that's a good reminder that it's okay and normal to feel like you're not good enough or you don't have talent or aren't well educated or whatever it might be, but take that and grow. Do something about it. This right here. A healthy feeling of inferiority is not something that comes from comparing oneself to others. It comes from one's comparison with one's ideal self. So that's why it's not supposed to be a negative thing. It's just us looking inward and kind of analyzing and reflecting on who we are and what we can do and what we can't do, and if there's something we don't like how can we change that? So it's a healthy thing, just like he says, it's a healthy feeling, or there is a healthy feeling of feeling inferior, which is good. That's how we grow, that's how we change and develop who we are. But those were the main points. It goes way in depth, so I highly recommend getting this book so you guys can read more about it, but those are kind of like the two main points that I really like. All right, one last thing. Another thing that they kind of touch on is he kind of describes how we're all like walking on the same flat ground, and life is not supposed to be a competition with other people. It's supposed to be you reflecting on who you are and how you want to better yourself. And I just thought that was a great analogy, that we're all like on the same flat surface. There's no going up, going down. There are some people behind you, people ahead of you, but like it doesn't really matter where you are and what pace you're going. All that matters is how you feel about the pace that you're taking and where you're going. I am headed back to my car, which is quite the trek because parking is terrible here. In Malibu neighborhoods, they really don't like allowing people to park like on the streets in the neighborhood, so it's really hard to find parking. It was so windy and just lots of people, so I didn't really film a bunch because it was just really loud, but that was beautiful. I love reading on a cliffside. New favorite thing. Oh my gosh, I was starting to get a little bit too much sun. Like, I was feeling it. I'm like, I'm about to like freaking fall off this cliff from being dehydrated. I need some more water. What's crazy is that I've already drank quite a bit of water this morning, but it's just so hot out today, and because I'm just like in the sun, like no shade whatsoever, I need to hydrate some more. Okay, so I wanted to go through and see if there's any other points that I wanted to share with you guys. I am headed home. I do think that I plan on going on the beach at home and continuing to read. I just need to take a break from being in the sun because, like I said, I've gotten a little bit too much sun today. Okay, so earlier I was talking about how he kind of paints this visual of us all on like this flat level ground, and it doesn't really matter where you are. It doesn't matter who's in front of you, who's behind you, how fast or slow you're going. I wanted to read exactly what he says here. He says, rather, he's saying that on the same level playing field, there are people who are moving forward and there are people who are moving forward behind them, but they're still moving forward. Keep that image in mind. Though the distance covered and the speed of walking differ, everyone is walking equally in the same flat place. He really emphasizes that life is not about being in competition with other people. It's more so being in competition with yourself and constantly wanting to improve who you are and take that extra step forward for yourself. I'll try to share this with you guys, just simplify it a little bit. Also, don't laugh at me. I really struggle with saying inferiority. I can't say it. That's why I didn't want to explain it to you guys, because I was like, I can't say the word. But you get it. We talk about being inferior, that it can be a good thing. The negative side of it is this. This is the other aspect of inferiority complex. So that's what it is. It's the complex. Those who manifest their inferior feeling complexes, I'm trying not to say inferiority, in words or attitudes, who say that A is a situation, so B cannot be done. So they have that negative mindset of like, well, A is the situation and B, so it cannot be done. Like, they just are very closed-minded, negative thoughts. They're implying that if it were not for A, they'd be capable and have value. So again, the positive feeling of that inferior feeling, you want to better yourself. Okay, so this is the situation, but what can I do to get to where I want to go and change the situation? But the negative side of it is the complex, which is this is the situation and nothing can be done about it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I think everything else I pretty much covered for the most part. Let's get home. I'm so hungry. I have a beef stick, which I think I'm gonna eat right now on the ride home, because it's probably gonna take a minute for me to get home because it's a Saturday and it's really nice outside. But again, I think after I have lunch, I'm gonna head back out to the beach and continue to read. So I'll see you guys there. I had the best day today, guys. Oh my gosh, I am so tired just because I've been in the sun all day. It is an amazing summer day out there, finally. Today was exactly what I needed it to be. It was peaceful, it was relaxing, it was enjoyable, and honestly, everything just, it was like today was supposed to be a day for me. It was like it was all supposed to happen, because guys, when I came back home, it's a Saturday, hot, sunny, there's no school, it's a weekend. I just said it's Saturday. You get it. Beautiful day. So it is crazy where I live. I was driving in about 2 o'clock, I think is when I made it to my area. I did not think that I was going to find parking. There was one parking spot left on my street right outside the door of my building. Insane. And let me tell you, it perfectly fit my car. Like, there is that much space between the car in front of me and the car behind me. How did I do that? I'm freaking amazing at parallel parking. That's how. It was just a great day that I needed. So I'm just very grateful that everything worked out and I was able to get out and just relax, not really worry about like going on a crazy adventure, and just relax outside. Anyway, I did continue reading. I don't really have anything to share though, just because this next part of the book that I've been reading while I was out there, it's talking a lot about like relationships and stuff, and I don't know, I just, nothing really like stood out that I was like, ooh, I need to mention this. But I still highly recommend this book. I'm about halfway done now. It's a great read. It's just, you know, talking about life, which I think is, books like that are always a great read. It's always nice to just ask yourself certain questions and to reflect and think about certain things. So, but I just wanted to say thank you guys for being here, hanging out with me. And I hope that wherever you guys are, you are able to get outside and enjoy the beauty that's around you. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.